Okay, y'all, listen, you already know I got a word from heaven. And so in this part in particular is just for Christian married men, right? I could talk about women. I will talk about women at a later date, but for the next 2 minutes and 45 seconds, this is just about Christian married men, said God. And so God was talking to me about, he said, ask them, why do Christian married men cheat? And so we know that there are many different reasons why this could happen. We understand that there's, self-esteem issues. There is deliverance that needs to take place. There's childhood trauma, right? There's perversion, right? There's the flesh, right? That rise up and that's not under subjection. There are so many things that could be a factor about why married Christian men cheat. And so this is a specific category that God is dealing with. We're not talking about men who are married and don't understand that a covenant in marriage is between them and God. I'm talking about married Christian men. I'm not talking about men that are just married. I'm not talking about men that walk after the flesh and not after the spirit. I'm talking about just this particular category God is dealing with. And he said there's three main reasons. And so God said it is their pride, it is their ego, and it is their appetite. And so, what does that mean? The appetite, God said, it is the music that you're listening to, it is the TV and the movies that you're listening to, it's the porn that you're watching, it is the conversations that you're having, and conversations that you're having with people about your past. He said, you're reminiscing about things that have nothing to do with God or the will of God or the woman that you're currently with. God said that you're opening up the windows of your eyes and your ears and your mouth and your mind. He said, and you're allowing the devil to come in and have his way. You are planting seeds that these things that your appetite desires begins to water. And so when I know by Shia, and so when you find yourself in compromising positions, you're wondering how'd you get here? How'd you get this far? And God said, is he I know by Shia? He said, you left the door open. He said, you let the enemy walk right in. He said, because you feel like you are deprived in certain areas in marriage, he said, you're letting your pride get in the way. Your ego has risen. It has taken a seat on a throne inside your heart and inside your mind. And it has allowed your appetite to override your position in your family, in your marriage. I know by Shai, it's overridden your common sense. It's overridden the fact that you understand that this marriage has been ordained by God, that God sits in the midst of it. And so you have not just violated your marriage. God said you violated your covenant with him. And so those that find themselves backsliding and violating and coming against your covenant with God, God said, come back to the house of God. Come back to your relationship. Come out of that thing because exposure is about to